A warm wishes to all my dear 5th standard children. Today we are going to see the impurities, the different types of impurities, right. What is impurities? The substances that make the water unfit for use, right. So, these substances are called as impurities. Now, as we discussed earlier, so we have two types of impurities, right. So, there are two types of impurities, one is known as soluble impurities, the other one is known as insoluble impurities. So, today in this session we are going to see practically what are the insoluble impurities and what are the insoluble impurities, right. Come on, let us do the practicals. So, now I have two beakers, right. So, in this beakers I have water. So, now I am going to show you what are the soluble impurities. So, first I am taking a spoon of sugar, right, and have also salt. So, now I am going to mix this salt and sugar in water. Now, let us see whether the sugar and the salt soluble in water. So, now I am taking a little bit of sugar and I am adding into the water. So, now you can able to see the sugar particles inside the water, right. So, now I am stirring this. So, if you keep on stirring, so the sugar molecules mix with the water and finally we cannot see the sugar molecules clearly. So, the sugar will completely dissolve in the water, right. So, after few minutes if you keep on stirring, you can see it is completely dissolved. So, sugar is an example of soluble impurities. Now, again I am taking a salt. So, I am adding some little bit of salt into the next beaker. So, in this beaker, so I am adding salt and again I am mixing this salt with the water. So, the salt is completely dissolved, right. So, you can see, right, but the water is little bit impure. Why? Because the salt soluble in the water, right. So, you can see the salty water. So, we can say the sugar and the salt are soluble impurities, right. Now, how we can separate the soluble impurities from this water? So, we do have methods known as evaporation, and with the help of distillation process we can easily separate the water and the soluble impurities, right. Now, I am going to show you what is the insoluble impurities. The same way I am taking a glass of water, so in the beaker again I am taking a beaker of water. So, here in this water I am going to add some dried leaves and sand. So, now let us see whether this sand dissolves in the water. So, as I did for salt and sugar, I am again stirring this with the water. So, now the water is completely impure, right. So, the sand everything is settled at the bottom and you can see the sand is not soluble in the water. So, it does not dissolve in the water. So, this is an example of insoluble impurities, right. Now, in which method I can separate the water from the insoluble impurities? Yes, with the process of sedimentation and decantation and even with the filtration method I can remove the insoluble impurities. Now, I have this impurity, right. So, without shaking this, you have to keep this beaker as it is for a long time. So, after a long time, the heavy particles of the sand will settle down at the bottom, and thereby you can see some clear water can be seen at the top of the beaker. So, here also you can see after a long time. So, this is the sand, this is the clear water, and this is the dried leaves, right. So, this process is known as sedimentation. So, if I add some alum is a chemical substances into this water, so thereby the alum will take up all the insoluble impurities, thereby you will get clear water. So, after this method, I have another method which is known as decantation. With the help of decantation, I can easily separate the water and the sand. So, now I have one more beaker. So, in this beaker, I am going to separate the water from the sand, right. So, for this I need a glass. So, with the help of a glass, I am just pouring this water into this. So, you can see here. So, here the water after sedimentation, it is gently poured with the help of a rod to separate the water and the sand. So, this process is known as decantation. So, now I separated the impurities and the water, but still the water is impure. We cannot use this water, right. So, this water I am going to filter this water to remove the impurities which is present in this water. So, for this I need a filter paper. So, this is a filter paper. So, this is the filter paper which I have to fold it like a cone shape. So, like this, and I need a funnel. So, this is a funnel. So, I am keeping this funnel. So, now I have the filter paper and the funnel. So, now I am going to separate the water easily. So, I have a beaker without water, right. So, let us separate this impure water. So, now I am pouring this water. So, this filter paper allows only the water, but not the impurities. So, the impurities will settle down in the filter paper, thereby leaving only the pure water into the beaker. So, you can see now the impurities are present inside the filter paper, right? Can you able to see? Yes. So, this process is known as filtration, right? So, after decantation, after the loading, so I can easily filter the pure water from the impure water, right? So, now you see the water is very clear, right? So, this process is known as filtration. So, now you saw the methods that can be used to remove the insoluble impurities. What are the methods? Yes, the first one is sedimentation. After sedimentation, you saw decantation. After the decantation, you saw the method which is known as filtration. So, now I think you have clearly understood about the methods that we used to remove the insoluble impurities. So, thank you for watching. Do this separation even at your home to separate the water from the impurities. So, thank you for watching. Have a good day.